streams of your compassion freely flow from your throne. So tell me, where would I be if it wasn't for your love?
I could talk with
Like a ship with no sail.
Let's get Isaiah 58 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions.
Right, so that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to cry aloud, lift up our voice like a trumpet, and show the Most High's people their transgressions. All right, read.
In the house of Jacob, their sin.
In the house of Jacob, their sins. We have to show brothers and sisters their sins, where they're transgressing at and where they're making mistakes at in their lives. Read.
Verse 2. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to the Most High. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your feast, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure, and exact all your labors.
Right, we do all these things out of really being carnal, not really reaping the benefit and getting out of it what we really need to get out of it. All right, read.
Verse 4. Behold, you fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness.
Total, just carnal. That's what we do things for. We do things to be deliberate, to be evil, to be wicked. Read.
You should not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high.
You see, so we shouldn't fast for that aspect, for someone to notice us. We fast for the wrong things. We fast carnal things that don't even matter. We put all our time and our tenacity into it to reap a carnal benefit, to be seen of men. Read.
Verse 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him?
You see that? Is that the kind of fast the Most High wants from us? Is that the kind of offering He wants from us? For us to do with all the physicalities, throwing on sackcloth, let me throw on, some old clothes. Let me look like I'm mourning. Let me look like it. Read.
Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Most High? Is not this the fast that I have chosen?
And then you say, listen, this is what the Most High requires of me. This is what the Most High is going to accept. He's going to accept this. The Most High is not accepting you pretending. He's not accepting foolery. The Most High wants repentance. He wants obedience. He wants change. That's what He wants. Read.
Verse 6. Is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the band of the wickedness, and to undo the heavy burdens?
Right. So let's loosen the bands of wickedness. Let's undo the heavy burdens that's placed on our brothers and sisters, that we place on our brothers and sisters, that we place on one another. Read.
And to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry?
Right, to assist. Okay? To assist and help brothers and sisters who are in disparity, who are in bad situations. Read.
And that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house?
Hospitality. Read.
It says, when thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh.
Right. When we see people are naked, clothe them, support them, assist them, and not hide ourselves from our own flesh. And that's what we do sometimes. We hide. You know somebody needs something, knowing somebody might need a ride home from class, knowing somebody might need an assistance, knowing that the elders or the deacons might do a collection. As soon as the Lord's Prayer is over with, people are running. Why? Because they don't want to be supportive. This is what we do. We don't want anybody to ask us for anything. This is what we do. All right? Read.
Verse 8. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine help shall spring forth speedily.
You see that? So you want real light? You want to be noticed? You want the spotlight? Do those things. Then you can get all the attention you want. You can get all the light you want. But you're going to get it from the Most High. You're not going to get it from man. Read.
And thy righteousness shall go before thee, and the glory.
You see that? That's what's supposed to go before you. Your righteousness is supposed to go before you. That's what's supposed to speak for you. No one else have to say anything. No one else have to exalt you. No one else have to point anything out. It's going to be evident and it's going to be clear based upon your actions and what you do. That's what's supposed to go before you. That's what somebody's supposed to see when they see you. They're supposed to see good deeds in you. They're supposed to see and hear about all the things that you have done without you broadcasting it yourself. Read.
And thy righteousness shall go before thee, the glory of the Most High shall be thy reward.
Read.
Then shalt thou call, and the Most High shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here am I.
That's your confidence. Behaving in that kind of manner is where you derive your confidence from. That's when the Most High calls on you. That's when he blesses you. That's when you get noticed. All right, read.
Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity.
You see that? Take away the yoke off of brothers and sisters. Stop pointing the finger. Stop acting like you better than somebody else. Be more supportive. Be more understanding. Be more helpful. Read.
Verse 10. And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul.
You see that? How many of us do that? Draw your soul out to the hungry. Where's your heart at? Where's your compassion at? Where is it? Where's your humanity at? Where is it? Read.
Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. And the Most High shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought.
Wow, so you're going to get guided continually, and then he's going to satisfy you in abundance. It's going to be a drought. Like, darn, I can't. What am I going to do with all these blessings? I got to give some of this stuff away. That's what the Most High is going to do for you. What verse are you at?
Verse 11.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's read the commentary here.
It says, We fast and pray to the Most High, hoping that he grants our request. Yet we know we are not in order fulfilling his will. We begin to ask, what's the point of fasting and praying if he won't hear our request? The Father didn't give us praying and fasting for his benefit. It is for ours, so that we can master our spirits and remove those things which keep us from not following his will. Your benefits come from getting yourselves together and fulfilling his will. And if your requests are based off your own selfish desires, then expect them not to be fulfilled.
Right. So that's what fasting and praying does. It helps perfect you. It helps build you. It helps build you. Okay. It helps stabilize you. There's a benefit in that. Okay. But when you're trying to be carnal about it, there's no benefit. All right. Let's get James, the 2nd chapter. All right. Okay. James, the second chapter. Let's start at verse 17.
James chapter 2, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, faith, if it had not works, is dead being alone.
Right. So you have to have both. You just can't have faith and you just can't have works. You have to have both. It's a combination. All right. So you can have a strong belief system, but if you're not putting a work behind it, you're not being active with it, then there's no real benefit. All right. Read.
Verse 18. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works,
Mm-hmm.
and I will show thee my faith by my works.
That's right. Read.
Thou believest that there is none, that thou believest that there is one power. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble.
Mm-hmm.
But without,
So he believed that there's a power. We believe that there's a power. We believe in the Most High. But that's just not enough, believing in the Most High. You can believe in the Most High all you want to. Satan believe the Most High exists. But what are we doing? Are we doing what the Most High said do? How can you believe in the Most High and don't keep his commandments? How can you do that? Like Yeshaya said, how can you love him and keep not his commandments? There's a disconnect. Read.
verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is
You
dead?
see that? So you're vain. Vain. With that kind of mindset. Always saying with your mouth you love the Most High. Always saying with your mouth how much you love Christ and you love the Word. Man, it's the truth. But you're not keeping the commandments. Doesn't work that way. The work is you applying the law. That's the work. Along with the faith. Read.
Verse 21. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar?
See, Abraham believed, but his justification came through his work. It came through his action. And he believed along with his faith. He put that faith to work. That's what he did. There was an activity, all right, along with that faith. Okay, read.
Verse 22. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect?
Right, and that's what made him perfect, because he was going to perform the act. Okay, and because he had the mindset to perform the act, it made him perfect. It was as if he already did the act, because he was going to do it. Make no mistake about that. He was going to sacrifice his son. The Most High honored that thing like as if he already did it. Then snatched it back before it occurred. He's like, man, this brother really getting ready to do it. Hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I got to examine this guy. Yeah, this the one I'm going to use. I'm going to work with him. How many of us would have pulled back? How many of us would have struggled with that thing, with that decision? Struggled. A lot of us wouldn't have gave it any thought. Man, we can't even keep the commandments of the Most High, let alone make a sacrifice like that. Read.
Verse 23. And the scripture was fulfilled which said, Abraham believed the Most High, and it was imputed to him for righteousness.
You see that? Him just believing. Him just believing. And then him putting forth the activity, the act, to carry it out, it was imputed as righteousness. There's no other way to look at that. Read.
And he was called the friend of the Most High. You see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only.
You see that? So because he was getting ready to put the work in, he was justified. Because he was going to do it. And a lot of us, we talk about it. We talk a good game. We're talkers a lot of times. And it's time to stop talking. It's time to do what the scripture says do and fulfill our obligation and our commitment according to the law and according to the commitment we made. We got baptized. It's time to make good on that. Excuse me. All right. Let's get 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter. All right. And let's read the 22nd verse.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Most High as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Most High?
Can we go back?
Mm-hmm.
Can we go back to start verse 10?
Verse 10. Then came the word of the Most High to Samuel, saying, it repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me.
Right, so the Most High was disappointed. Okay, because Saul didn't carry out what the Most High required for him to carry out. And the Most High, there'd be like a discontent too towards us, because we're not doing the things that we should be doing. I've known in my past, I felt like I've disappointed the Most High because I haven't done the things that He required me to do. Read.
Verse 11. It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and had not performed my commandments.
That's what the Most High wanted Saul to do. That's what He wanted us to do, to perform the commandments, to do what He said we should do. Read.
And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Most High all night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou the Most High, I have performed the commandment of the Most High. And Samuel said, What meaneth then this bleeding?
Samuel. He's like, what do you mean? He's saying, yeah, I done performed the commandment of the Most High. Read.
It says, of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear. And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen.
Right, but what did the Most High tell him to do? The Most High didn't tell him to spare the sheep and the oxen. Most High, He didn't tell him that. Saul went in his own mind. Most High didn't say any of those things. He said, destroy everybody and don't take up their spoils. I don't want none of that stuff. Read.
To sacrifice unto the Most High thy power.
And then he's like, listen, I took these things to sacrifice to the Most High, thinking he was doing the right thing. Read.
And the rest we have utterly destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Most High has said to me this night.
He said, listen, you stay right here. Let me go and let the Most High know there was a miscarry on this one. Read.
And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou was little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Most High anointed thee king over Israel? And the Most High sent thee on a journey and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed.
That was the order. That was the order. Do you see save this and save that and sacrifice to this or that? You don't see none of that in there. Read.
Verse 19. Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of the Most High, but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of the Most High?
See, you didn't obey the voice of the Most High. This is what Samuel was telling Saul. You didn't obey the voice of the Most High. You got caught up in the moment. You saw all the sheep, you saw all the riches, all the gold and everything, and you got caught up. And you lost sight. Read.
Verse 20. And Saul said unto Samuel, yeah, I have obeyed the voice of the Most High.
He was like, no, I did obey the voice of the Most High. What do you mean? I didn't obey the voice of the Most High. I did what he asked me to do. Read.
And have gone the way which the Most High has sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalekite, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
That's not what the Most High said do. The Most High said, don't bring Agag. He didn't say bring their riches and their spoils. No one knows what was on Saul's mind. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to bring King Agag to the people and slaughter him before the people, or who knows. But because Saul miscarried on this, look what he created. Because he miscarried. Read.
Verse 21. But the people took off the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which...
And it's interesting too, because we just celebrated Purim. And Haman was the progenitor of Agag. Come from his line. Most High went into the future and understood that they needed to be destroyed, knowing that they were going to be thorns in our side. The Most High went into the future and foresaw the situation and tried to prevent it with strict order, with strict commandment. So the Most High already know what we needed. He already understood that we needed to be monitored and controlled. So he had to set up a law to keep us regulated. Read.
Verse 21. But the people took of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Most High by power in Gilgal.
Right, so they thought they were doing something good. Well, we took the best cattle, we took the best sheep and goat. We thought that the Most High would appreciate the offering, that he would appreciate the sacrifice. Read.
Verse 22. And Samuel said, Hath the Most High as great delight in burnt offering and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Most High?
You see that? He says that the Most High have take delight in offerings and burnt sacrifice. Are those things more important to the Most High than you obeying the Most High word? What's more important to the Most High? To the Most High. You understand, in the aspect of when it pertains to us. What's more important? Your sacrifice or our obedience to doing his will? Read.
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hear and to hearken than the fat of rams.
You see that? The Most High would rather have us just obey and listen and hearken before we offer him and give him the fat of rams. Like, I don't want that. I don't want any gifts. I don't want any offerings. I don't want any sacrifices. I don't want nothing from you but say what I told you to do. That's what I want. And that's what the Most High requires of us. Obedience. It's about his will. Yeshua didn't do anything other than what he was told to do. He made that explicit. He explained that. He expressed that. That I'm not coming to do my will. I'm coming to do the will of the Most High. And because Saul had that miscarry, the Most High had to intervene. You understand? During the time of Haman, when he plotted to destroy the children of Israel, the Jews. The Most High had to intervene and save us. Like he intervenes in our life now. Most High have to intervene and save brothers and sisters because we're hard-headed and stiff-necked. We want to add to what the Most High said do. We want to make it better. Like the Most High made a mistake. Like he didn't properly explain. So the Most High didn't leave anything out. He told Saul exactly what he wanted done. He told Samuel exactly what Saul needed to know. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. But we let Satan get in the way. That was Satan. Satan got in. He attacked Saul. He played on Saul's imagination. He played on Saul's pride as being king. That's what he did. The same thing he does with us. He play on our imagination. He play on our thoughts. And he distracts us and he confuses us. And we miss the mark. We forget all about what the Most High wants us to do. All right? You see more on that?
Last verse, it says, verse 23. For rebellion is as sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Right, so that's what we do. When we deal with rebellion, we're dealing with witchcraft. Bottom line. And what else does it say about that?
It says, for rebellion is as sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
So when you're stubborn, you're dealing with idolatry. Okay? Let's move on. Let's read this commentary here.
It says, talk is cheap. Satan knows the Father too. Hold on. It says, talk is cheap. Satan knows the Father too. In the scriptures, there must be a real effort put forth to do his will, not just empty words in prayer, hoping you will get your heart's desire.
You see that? Because Satan hears too. He's listening too. Satan is in there. He's listening, and he's trying to counteract the Most High. As soon as righteousness is sown in a man's heart, what does Satan do? He come through, and he try to sow something else inside of a man. And this is what we allow to happen. This is where we make our mistake at. Let's get Matthew the 15th chapter. So the Most High, he doesn't want to hear, I'm sorry. He don't need the accolades. 15 and let's read verse 18.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 18. But those things which proceeded out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I think that's verse 8 I want.
Verse 8? Matthew chapter 15, verse 8. This people draw nigh unto me with their mouths.
And that's what we do. We draw nigh with the Most High with our mouths. Okay, we're always praising the Most High, saying what we're going to do for the Most High. You understand? We they call it giving mouth service. That's what we do. Read.
It says, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
See? We draw near to him with our mouth. We're always talking. And that's how we honor him. We show him respect by just talking about him. That's it. Nah, don't talk about me. Just do what I'm telling you to do. Okay? Yeah, I understand, about the sacrifice of calves and, of our lips and all that kind of stuff. Offer me praise. But besides offering me praise, keep my commandments. That's what the Most High wants us to do. Do his will. All right? Let's move on. Let's get Revelation, the 14th chapter. Let's do verse 11.
All right. It says, Revelation chapter 14, verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever rejoiceth, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High, in the faith of Yeshua. And I heard a voice from heaven, saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Most High, from henceforth, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
That's right. So there's going to be a sacrifice in this work. It's going to be a sacrifice keeping and maintaining and managing our lives according to the commandments. But you're going to be rewarded for that effort. Okay, you're going to be rewarded for your consistency. Okay, you're going to be rewarded for your obedience. All right. Okay. Yeah, read the commentary.
It says, at the end of the day, it will be those that make their life a service to the Father that will be rewarded. His will be done.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, those who dedicate themselves, those who show consistency, all right, those that make the sacrifice, they're the ones who's going to reap the reward and the benefit. All right. Your work, what you're doing, you're going to reap a benefit from. A lot of times, a lot of us feel like we're not going to reap a benefit, okay, because we're looking for a carnal reward. Do not look for a carnal reward from the Most High. All right, and as long as you look for a carnal reward, you're not going to feel enthused about serving the Most High. You're not going to feel elated about that because you want a carnal benefit from serving the Most High. Listen, you just getting up every morning, breathing, is a reward. It's a gift. You understand? Appreciate that. Appreciate that you can get up in the morning and hug your wife or your husband and hug your kids. Appreciate that. All right? Mm-hmm. Let's get Maccabees, the 4th chapter.
Where's Maccabees?
No, you're not going to. Yeah, you have it there? Mm-hmm. You may not have it there. We may have to read it from here.
All right.
This is Maccabees, the 4th chapter. All right. Maccabees, the 4th chapter and the 10th verse. Okay. Those of you who have the annotated Apocrypha. All right. You want to go to the book of Maccabees, the 4th chapter and the 10th verse. All right. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Yeah. It says.
Okay.
It says, and with regard to all the rest, we can recognize that reason is in a position of master over the passions or afflictions.
This is affections. This is
affections. Sorry.
Okay. Read that one more time, please.
It says, and with regard to all the rest, we can recognize that reason is in the position of master over the passions or affections.
You see that? So we have to let reason, rationale, clear thinking, we have to let these things have assist us in our decision making when it comes to things that we are passionate about and when it comes to things that we are affectionate about. We have to let rationale and reasoning, not lust, not temptation, not satisfaction, not sensation. Okay, those things are not supposed to help us or assist us in making the right decision. Okay, read.
For the law ranks above affections for parents.
Interesting. It says for the law ranks above affections. So no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're thinking, if it opposes and exalteth itself against the law, something's wrong. There's a problem. The law is supposed to have the exaltation. The law is supposed to have the preeminence over all those things. The Most High don't care about what you're feeling. He don't care about what you're dealing with at the time. What did he say in the law? All right. Read.
For the law ranks above affections for parents.
Interesting. The law also has the preeminence and power over parents. When you're dealing with your parents, this is what Yeshaya was making reference to, too, as a matter of fact. when he was talking about hating your mother or your father. It wasn't a literal hate, but he was making reference to you allowing your mother or your father or your parents to sway power and control over you when it comes to the law. The Most High doesn't care about that. What did I say? You understand? And we compromise for our family members. We compromise for our mothers and our fathers when we're not supposed to. Show your mother the law. Show your father the law. Show them what the Most High said. That's what you have to do at the end of the day. With respect and honor. All right? Read.
So that a man may not, for their sakes, surrender his virtue.
You see that? You're not supposed to compromise. You cannot surrender your virtue. You understand? You cannot surrender the law. You cannot ignore the Most High and Yeshaya for your mother or your father. You cannot do it. It's a mistake. Read.
And it overrides love for a wife.
You see that? And the law also overrides the love that you have for a wife, for your wife. It should. It should be able to override it. Okay? Or you women, when it comes to your husbands. I don't care what your husband say. What did the law say? And vice versa. You understand? A lot of times we break certain laws to satisfy one another. Listen, don't do it. If you're not supposed to be doing something, listen, don't do it. The law said this. The law said that. That's it. All right, read.
So that if she transgress a man should rebuke her.
You see that? So if your wife transgress, brother, you should rebuke your wife according to the law. And vice versa. Rebuke them. Because you're trying to save their life. And another thing too, you're coming in defense of your father. And that's what the Most High wants you to do. He don't care who it is. Listen, you better tell him what I said. You know the law. Read.
And it governs love for children.
You see that? And it also helps govern the love for children. Why? Because when you see your child making a mistake and going in the wrong direction, you got to go to that law. And you got to bring them back in again. And you got to correct them. And you got to raise them, and you have to train them in the way that they should go according to the law. Read.
So that if they are naughty, a man should punish them.
You see that? So if they're naughty and they're rebellious and they're not obedient, they have to be punished. They have to be corrected. Read.
And it controls the claims of friendship, so that a man should reprove his friends if they do evil.
You see that? And it helps you manage your friendship. It helps you correct. Don't be afraid to correct one another. Show them the law. A lot of times when we make our mistake, we try to do it our way. Excuse me. We try to correct people in our manner. No, take them straight to the scriptures and say, look, brother, this is what you're doing wrong. But as long as you're trying to do it your way and explain it to them in your way, you don't be offensive, they're never going to understand, because they're going to always think that it's you instead of it being the Most High. Read.
And do not think it a paradoxical thing when reason through the law is able to overcome even hatred.
You see that? So don't think that it's paradoxical. Don't think that it's I'm trying to remember the definition for paradoxical. It's almost like contradictory. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to friendship. Read that again.
It says, and do not think it is a paradoxical thing when reason through the law is able to overcome even hatred.
Right. So you got to be rational. You got to reason within the law. Okay. To overcome hatred that you may be feeling, or that a brother or a sister may be feeling. All right. Read.
So that a man refrains from cutting down the enemy's orchards and protect the property of an enemy from the spoilers.
Right, because we have to do that too. There's a law that speaks about that. When you conquer an enemy and their land and their country, you can't cut down too many of their trees. Okay, to build houses or to build forts or whatever. All right, read.
And gathers up their goods that have been scattered.
Mm-hmm.
And the rule of reason is likewise proved to extend through the more aggressive passions or vices.
Right. So you got to let the rule of reason also be your barometer. When it comes to you dealing with different vices, different passions, different angers. You understand? You got to let the law wait a minute. Let me see what the law says about this. Let me slow down for a minute. Let me, reflect and kind of gauge this thing. And you have to use the law to do it. Read.
Ambition, vanity, ostentation, pride, and backbiting.
Right. So when you're dealing with these different vices, it says ambition, vanity, ostentation, pride. I think ostentation is when you're being boastful and too prideful. All right. Read.
And backbiting.
Mm-hmm.
For the temperate mind repels all these debased passions.
Interesting. So it says the temperate mind, the man and the woman that is sober, that is calm, collective. You understand? Analytical. Let me examine this a little further. Let me just slow down. Let me relax, and let me take a look at this. All right. Read.
Even as it does anger.
Mm-hmm.
For it conquers even this. Yeah, Moses when he...
Interesting. It also helps you manage, situations of anger, in hostility. The law does all these things. You see how the law is just life saving, life preserving. It's everything that man needs to function adequately in the earth, to function adequately on social platforms and levels. All these things is contained in the law. All this knowledge and this information, the Most High laid all this down for us. All we have to do is abide by it and follow it and implement it, and we would be fine. But we don't want to do it. We don't want to trust in the Lord. We want to lean on our own understanding. And we have no understanding at all. Read.
It says, yeah, Moses, when he was angered against Dathan and Abiram, did not give free course to his wrath.
You see that? Moses, he controlled it. He didn't give free course to his wrath. He examined the situation, you understand, and made a judgment call. All right, and that's what we need to do. We don't examine things. We don't do projections. We don't do outlooks on things. We just act irrationally, act hastily, and then we think about the repercussions later. But sometimes you gotta go ahead. You understand? You gotta contemplate. You understand the pros and the cons when dealing with different situations. All right? Read.
It says, yeah, Moses, when he was angered against Dathan and Abiram, did not give free course to his wrath, but governed his anger by his reason.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
My fault.
It says, for the temperate mind is able, as I said, to win the victory over the passions.
So the temperate mind is able to win the victory. And this is the mindset that we need to be in. We need to deal with the temperate mind, the calm mind, the relaxed thoughts, all the anger and the agitation. It's all Satan. Is Satan. There's no other way to look at that. That calm spirit, that self-reassuring spirit, wanting to examine things and be considerate. That's the Most High. All right? What's wrong with that?
It says, modifying some while crushing others absolutely. That's it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, that was a heavy scripture, Elder Rockport. Went mental on that one. Okay, let's read this commentary here.
It said, it is through reasoning in the law and understanding its importance as well as Christ's importance that we will overcome fleshly emotions. When you begin to get overly emotional about something, you seek the scriptures. And constantly nourishing yourself with its precepts to bring gravity back into your situation.
So you're unstable. There's an instability. And without the law, without rational reasoning, Satan can move you any way he want to move you. Move you to commit murder, move you to commit a crime, adultery, anything. He has a hold on you. So you have to have the gravity. You have to have the power. And the only thing that can give that to you is the law. You rationalizing and reasoning within the law. That's your power. That's how you combat the spirits of Satan and negative thoughts. Let's get Mark the 10th chapter. Yes. Yes, Mark 10 and 28.
Mark chapter 10, verse 28. Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all, and have followed thee. And Yeshua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that have left house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my sake.
You see that? So Peter is telling Yeshua, listen, we left everything to follow you. I left my life. I left my family. I left my wife, my kids, my mother, my father. Everybody's out on me. You understand? And Peter and Yeshua is like, listen, you just didn't do it for me. You didn't do it for my sakes and for the gospel's sakes. There's a benefit. There's a reward. You came to work. You became a fisher of men. Read.
In the Gospels. But he shall receive 100-fold now in this time houses and brethren and sisters and mothers and children and lands with persecutions.
You see that? So you're going to receive all those things. Why? Because Yeshua said that those that do the will of the Father is my mother and my brother. So we have so many brothers and sisters in this truth. We have so many elderly women that we're supposed to treat as mothers, according to the scriptures. We have so many elderly brothers that we're supposed to treat as fathers. There's young brothers and sisters in this truth that we have as sons and daughters and brothers and sisters. Okay, we have those things. We have received those things, and we're going to receive more of those things on this side and the next. Okay? Everything that you've given up and that you've sacrificed, you will receive those things 100-fold. Okay? Read.
Verse 31. But many that are first shall be the last, and the last first.
Right, but those that are first should be the last, and those that are last should be first. All right? Let's read this commentary.
It says, Christ is saying that you will have your reward if you step away from the world, but persecutions will come. Oftentimes, those that come first forgot that struggles may come with the reward and turn away from the truth.
That's what we forget. We forget that what Ecclesiasticus in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter says, that when we come and serve the Most High, that we have to prepare our heart for temptation. That's what we forget. We seem to forget about that. That should be a scripture that everyone should reflect upon and reflect and think about when they're going through disparity or going through hardship. Think about it. This is what you've been called into, to have this experience, understanding that Yeshua had suffered. Know that you shall suffer also. So don't be moved. Don't get discouraged. Don't panic and feel like you got to get out. Don't feel like you got to jump ship. Because if you jump ship, you're going to drown anyway. I don't care if you do have a life raft. I don't care. Go back into the world all you want to. This world is going to be destroyed. So you don't have an out. You just think you do. Let's get Lamentations, the 3rd chapter. Lamentations, the 3rd chapter. All right. One moment. 1:3, right? Okay. Lamentations 3 and 17.
You said 3:17. All right. It says Lamentations chapter 3 verse 17. And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace. I forgave prosperity, and I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Most High. Remembering mine affliction and my misery.
So this is Jeremiah just going through just hardship, just going through disparity, just feeling depressed, dealing with anguish, just not being in a good state. You understand? Because he's just looking at the state of our people. All right? Read.
Verse 19. Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall.
And he's also reflecting back on his persecuted state. All right? Read.
Verse 20. My soul hath them still in remembrance.
He said, my soul still have these things in remembrance, just like us. A lot of us, we sit back and we reflect and we think about our past, all the hardship we done went through in the truth and out the truth, before we came into the truth, while we're in the truth, and we're still going through it, and we're wounded. We're wounded. Read.
My soul had them in remembrance. My soul still had them still in remembrance, and it's humbled in me.
So he said that these experiences, all these things that I've experienced and went through, it just humbled me, Most High. It humbled me, Father. But what does it do to us? It makes us run. It makes us renege. It makes us draw back. You understand? Because this affliction is, like, man, I can't handle this. I need to escape. I need to get out of this condition. And we run. Okay? Instead of it being a humbling experience to us, we end up running from it. Read.
It is of the Most High's mercy that we are not consumed.
So it's only the Most High mercy that we have not been consumed. Man, that's what, Isaiah 45 and 17, I believe it is.
Yeah.
The Most High says that we're not consumed. All the things that we've been through and experienced as a nation of people, and all the things that we've just experienced as individuals, we're still here. You're still alive. After everything you don't went through. There's nothing that we can't go through that we can't handle. Think about all the things we've been through. And we survived it. We're still here. Read.
Verse 22. It is of the Most High's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness.
You see that? So the Most High, he renews his compassion every morning. He renews it. Every day you wake up, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And we want carnal things. That's not enough. Breath is not enough for us. Breath is not enough. Waking up to your wife and kids is not enough. We have to have more. I need to wake up to a Benz being in my driveway. That's what I want to wake up to. A lot of us we're carnal. Carnal. First thing in the morning, you worrying about something materialistic, something insignificant, something that's unimportant. First thing in the morning, haven't even prayed yet. And what's on your mind? Carnality. It's sad that we're in this state. What's more on that?
2 more verses, I think.
It
says, verse 24, the Most High is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him.
You see that? So the Most High is your portion. The Most High is your hope. The Most High is the benefactor. He's the one that we're supposed to be hoping for and believing in and trusting in. Okay, we're supposed to be laying it all down for him because he had his son lay it all down for us. How can we hope in anything else besides the Most High? How can we put our hope in anything else besides the Most High power that created everything, that directs everything, that controls everything? How can we put our hope and our time, our belief, our trust in anything else? But we do. Trusting in man, trusting in society. But that's why the Most High that's why he's going to destroy these things. He has to. When he's done, you're going to hope in him. When the Most High get done, listen, we won't miss any prayers. When we get up first thing in the morning, listen, we're going to be on our knees. Soon enough. What's more on that?
One more verse, it says, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Most High.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we have to do. We have to hope in the Most High salvation and believe in the things that he said that he was going to do and accomplish in this earth scripturally. That's what we have to have hope in and belief in. Let's get the book of Sabbath, the 11th chapter. The book of Sirach, the 11th chapter, and verse 25.
All right. Sirach, in the Apocrypha chapter 3.
Read verse 21 too. Stop on 22.
All right, 22.
21.
All right.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sirach, the 11th chapter, verse 21.
All right. It says, marvel not at the works of sinners.
See, the Most High says, marvel not at the works of sinners. Marvel not at the life of a sinner. Don't marvel at that. Don't be infatuated. Don't be struck. You understand? Don't admire. All right? The life of sinners. Okay? Read.
But trust in the Most High.
But trust in the Most High. That's what you have to do. Trust in the Most High. Because when you marvel at the life of a sinner, you think that there's stability in that life. You think that there's security in that life. It's not. This world is going to pass away. And all the physicalities of this world is going to be destroyed. So don't marvel in that, thinking that that's your salvation. Read.
Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Most High, and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Most High, on a sudden, to make a poor man rich.
On a sudden, before you know it. Man, he was just struggling yesterday. Look what the Most High did for him today. Just that easy. It's just that easy. Trust me. I know it. All right, read.
Verse 22. The blessing of the Most High is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish.
You see that? So the blessing of the Most High is in the reward of the godly, not the unrighteous, not the wicked. Excuse me, not those who are not doing his will. Excuse me, not to those who don't understand his will. There's nothing in them or in that. There's no benefit in that. Only in the godly there's a reward. All right, read.
Verse 23. Say not, what profit is there of my service?
And that's what we say a lot of times. What profit is there for me to serve the Most High? Where's the benefit for me doing all the things that I've been doing? I've been sacrificing all this time and this knowledge and in this truth, and this is what I get. Don't say that. That's well, Peter wasn't being negative when he was telling Yeshaya about all the things that he sacrificed. Okay, but we can't look at it that way. I sacrificed this, I did that, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. You're supposed to go through it. You're being refined. You're being corrected. Okay, that's what's really happening. And you're being drawn out. You're being drawn away from the world. That's what's really happening. You're being drawn away from this society. The Most High is trying to see you. He's reeling you in. And in that process, he's taking everything from you and he's afflicting you. And you're like a fish in the water with a hook in your mouth, still flapping, still fighting, trying to escape. Surrender. Surrender. Read.
There is no remembrance of prosperity. Verse 26.
Read that.
Oh, no, excuse me, I'm at 23. It says, say not, what profit is there of my service? And what good things shall I have hereafter?
Wait a minute. What good things shall we have hereafter? Everlasting life. The hundredfold that Yeshua was talking about. That's what you're going to have hereafter. After your experience that you just can't bear. That you just can't manage through. Then you're going to have a smile on your face later on. When the Most High bless you and you get your reward. Read.
Verse 24. Again, say not, I have enough and possess many things. And what evil can come to me hereafter?
Right. This is what the rich man was saying when he wanted to. This must have been his mindset when he wanted to build another storehouse to house all the things that he was accumulating and amassing. Read.
Verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgiveness of affliction.
That's interesting too, because in the day of prosperity, we do forget the times that we was afflicted. We do forget the times that we were doing bad. You understand? Because a lot of times we do better off staying in that humble state. The Most High got to keep some of us broke. He had to. Because as soon as we get some money, we forget. We're not humble anymore. We start thinking we're better than other people. We start dealing with pride. Start buying new clothes, buying new cars, buying materialistic things that we don't need, and you forget about that humble state that you were in before you received those resources to get some of the things that you have. That stuff changed you. It changed you. All right, read.
And in a day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
And even in the day when you deal with your afflictions, a lot of times you forget about the moments that you had prosperity. You forget about the time when the Most High did show you favor, when the Most High did bless you. And now you're dealing with an affliction, and now you're reneging on the Most High. You're questioning the Most High. You got an issue now with the Most High after all that he has done for you. Ungrateful we are. Read.
For it is an easy thing unto the Most High in a day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
Right, and sometimes when you deal with certain afflictions, you forget about things that are pleasurable when you're dealing with certain afflictions. And it's easy for the Most High to reward a man in the day of death. A lot of us want the reward now. I don't want it when I die. I want it now. It's an incorrect mindset to have, because this world is going to pass away. All right, read.
And in his end, his deeds shall be discovered. Judge none blessed before his death. For a man shall be known in his children.
So you can't really judge someone blessed until his death. A lot of us, we kind of, jump the gun on certain things. We don't know where anybody's. We can't predict where anyone goes after they meet their demise. We can just only pray and hope that the Most High have received them into everlasting habitations. That's all we can really do. All right. Let's read this commentary here.
It says, when Jeremiah saw the destruction of Jerusalem, he had an emotional breakdown. Immediately after that, he shook out of it and wisdom came in. He realized that the Most High's decision was made after millions of instances of mercy. Let me see.
Yeah.
Of mercy, and still he had more mercy to give in the future. He didn't curse the Most High and go into the world. A lot of us forget to count our blessings we do have.
Let's get Romans the 9th chapter again. So we can't curse the Most High when we're dealing with certain conditions. Yep, Romans the 9th chapter. Excuse me. Romans 9 and start from verse 10.
Romans chapter 9 verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand.
Right, so the Most High purpose had to stand. The Most High will had to be executed. All right, read.
Not of works, but of him that called it.
Right, so it wasn't about what Jacob did or what Esau did. It wasn't about either of those things. Read.
Verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right, it was about the prophecy. It was about what the Most High intentions was. It was about what his will was. Had nothing to do with neither one of those children. All right, read.
Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High?
That's what we say a lot of times. Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Because the Most High made one child stronger than the other, and then he made one child to be subservient to the other. Most High does what he want to do. We're vessels. What can we say? All we can do is really just keep our mouth shut about it. Read.
Most High forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
That's right. Most High just going to have mercy on whom he going to have mercy on. And he said that he was going to have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. Read.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth.
See, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you have done. Read.
But the Most High that showeth mercy. Listen on that.
That's it. Okay, let's move on. We're almost through this. All right.
It says a lot of Israelites like to show this scripture to show the Most High. The Most High hates Esau.
Right. That's why I didn't even comment on the hate, because the hate is not important, because it was a disdain that the Most High had for Esau because of what he did. He didn't appreciate his birthright. He didn't see the significance and the importance in it. Like a lot of times we don't see the significance and the importance in what the Most High does for us, and how he called us, and how he favored us sometimes as a people. A lot of times we don't see that. We don't factor that in, and we need to consider that. We need to see that and appreciate that. All right? Those of us who are Israel, and those of us of the nations, we need to appreciate the opportunity of repentance through his son. Read.
The question is, how are you any different if in your own mind you will something from the Most High, and when you don't get it, you develop a disdain or frustration towards the Most High. It's not about it's not about he that will it. It's about the Most High shows mercy where he sees fit. Does he not know the outcome of each decision we make?
That's right. Let's get Luke 17 and 9. I'm sorry, Luke 17 and 7, I believe that is. It was the Most High. He gives straight commandments. The Most High is straight about what he says. The Most High, he gave mankind everything that he needs to sustain himself and to survive and make the right decisions. Oh, okay. Luke 17 and 7? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Luke chapter 17, verse 7. But which of you having a servant plowing or feeding cattle will say unto him, by and by when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat?
Question. Which of us that would have a servant and say, when he come in, yo, go sit down and relax and prepare yourself a meal? Who does that? Who does that? A servant serves. That's it. Read.
Verse 8. And will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup.
Right. That's what you would say. Listen, make ready so that I can eat. Prepare my meal so that I can eat. You work for me. It's not the other way around. Read.
And gird thyself and serve me till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
You see that? So do what I need you to do first. Honor me, serve me. Then after you serve me and reverence me, then you can take leisure and go do what you need to do for yourself. But until then, until I'm satisfied, until we've done what the Most High said, dude, listen, we won't do anything at all. The Most High will blow on everything we try to accomplish and blow on everything we try to build until we do what he says do first. And we wonder why we're not prospering. We wonder why things are not working out because we're doing things backwards. We're doing things backwards. All right? Smart enough?
This is verse 9. It says, do he think that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I trow not. So likewise you.
Wait a minute. Okay, read that again. Go ahead. I'll let you finish that up.
Verse 9. Do he think that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I trow not. So likewise, ye which shall have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants.
You see that? So listen, you're not going to get accolades because you're doing that what you are supposed to do. We're servants. You're supposed to do it, whether the Most High bless you or not. That's how the Most High looking at it. Whether I look out for you or not, whether I do anything for you or not, you're supposed to do it. The same way we get like that. You understand? We tell our kids the same thing sometimes. Look, you doing it because you're supposed to do it. I'm your mother. I'm your father. Do what I tell you to do. That's it. Whether there's a benefit or not, you live in my house. You live in my house. I provide everything for you. As a matter of fact, what I gave you was enough. The Most High said food, raiment, and shelter. You got a roof over your head. You got clothes on your back. You're eating every day. Listen, you better recognize. That's how the Most High feel. You got the earth. You understand? We got different materials and things that we can produce to clothe ourselves. We got fruit and vegetables growing out of the earth. He don't have to do nothing else. Nothing. He did it all. Okay? All right, let's move on. Let's read this commentary here.
It says, this is what we must avoid. We are servants, which means you shouldn't look for rewards every time you do something. You are commanded to do. It's your job. If the Father gives you anything, be content and praise Him for it. We need Him, not the other way around.
Right, and that's how we feel about it. That's how the Most High feels about it. We're totally looking at this thing wrong. We always want him to make the move first and do for us first. When he said for us to return unto him. Let's get Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Ecclesiastes, excuse me, in the Bible. The 12th chapter. All right. Read.
It says, let us hear Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments.
So this is the conclusion. Okay, this is the purpose driven in life. Okay, is to fear the Most High power and keep His commandments. If you think you serve any other purpose than that, you're sadly mistaken. And the only people that have us thinking this way is these false doctrines that's out here. Got us thinking that the Most High is supposed to it's just a given. He's just supposed to do this for you. The Most High have done enough. Given us life. Sacrificed His Son that we may have life. Not just an average life, an everlasting life. Or fruitful and beneficial life without death. That's what He gave us already. And we want more. We want that while in a state of sin. I want to still be a sinner, and I want to be fruitful, and I want to be prosperous, and I want everlasting life, and I still want to be a sinner. Doesn't work that way. All right. Let's get Ephesians, the 5th chapter. Excuse me. What's that? Ephesians 5 and what? 8? You okay?
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 8. For you were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Most High.
Right, so we were sometimes in darkness. In our past life, we were darkness. We were in darkness. We wasn't seeing straight. We wasn't doing the correct things. We weren't living according to the scriptures, according to the Most High's commands. Read.
It says, walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness.
Right, so we should be walking as children of light. Children of light walk in goodness and they walk in righteousness. Okay, children that has of light, that has clarity, that see, that understands right from wrong. All right, righteousness from wickedness. Read.
In truth. Proving what is acceptable unto the Most High.
Right, that's what we should be doing. Proving what is acceptable according to the Most High. Listen, these things are acceptable according to the Most High. These things are contrary according to the Most High. Okay? This is the law, right? And these things contained in the law are the things that the Most High want us to abstain from. All right? We have to make the distinction. All right? Read.
Verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
See, but we can't have fellowship with things that are unfruitful. And a lot of times that's what we do. We deal with things that are unfruitful, not just people. We're always looking at this as being people. They don't have no fellowship with people who are doing things that's unfruitful. If that's the case, a lot of us, we can't have fellowship within ourselves then. Because we're the ones that's doing the things that's unfruitful. We're the ones that's doing the things that's not beneficial for our spirit and for our growth. Read.
And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Right. And we can't have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So just as much as we try to reprove other people, we need to reprove ourselves too. Because we're not doing too much sometimes any different than anyone else. When we backslide or when we sin and make mistakes, whatever the case may be, we're no different. As much as we need to turn the finger around sometimes. Okay? Read.
Verse 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things are reproved or made manifest by the light.
Mm-hmm.
For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead.
Right. So a lot of us are in a state of comatose. We're still sleeping. We're in a coma, and we haven't completely awoken, or we haven't really understood what the real reawakening is all about, because we're still in this state of sin, and we're not doing the will of the Most High. All right. A lot of us are still dead, dead, spiritually dead, soon to be physically dead, if we don't get it together. Read.
And Christ shall give thee light.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly.
Right, so we have to walk circumspectly. We have to walk carefully. Okay, we have to walk attentively. Be mindful of the things that we indulge in. Be mindful of our actions, our practices. Read.
Not as fools, but as wise.
Right, and that's how a lot of us walk. A lot of us are still walking in folly, and we're not walking and dealing with things in wisdom. Read.
Verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Right, a lot of us are not really examining the time period we're in. We're in an evil time period. Read.
Verse 17. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Most High is.
And that's what we have to do. A lot of us are being foolish. We're not using wisdom when it comes to different situations, and we're not really considering what the will of the Most High is. And His will is that we keep His commandments. Let's get Proverbs 27 and 12. This is the last scripture. Okay, let's read that. Start from verse 11, please.
Proverbs chapter 27, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
My son, be wise and make my heart glad.
Right, that's what we need to do. We need to be wise, and we need to make the Most High heart glad. All right? Read.
That I may answer him that reproacheth me.
Mm-hmm.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Right, so a man that is wise, a man that is cautious, a man that is careful. All right, read that again.
Verse 12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Right, he foresees things. And we all foresee things. We all know when we're getting ready to indulge in unrighteous behavior or unrighteous act. We have enough intuition to be able to perceive and see that. Read.
And hideth himself.
Right, and hide himself. And he protects himself, and he guards himself from this particular action. Read.
But the simple pass on and are punished.
You see that? But people who are simple-minded, people who are foolish, they pass on, they go right on into it and end up getting punished and end up meeting their demise. Okay? So with that, that's it for today's class. Elder Rock did a good job putting these precepts together. I apologize for going a little too over the time, but you brothers and sisters will not believe what I did. I didn't record this class, most of it. So that's why the beginning, the first hour of the class, it's not even recorded. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention. I forgot to press the record button. So those of you who caught this class live, it's been a blessing for you to have caught it live. The rest may, I don't know whether we want to post the remaining hour and 20 minutes of this class. So that's why I went over my time limit. So
Somebody should have.
Yeah.
Somebody probably have.
Yes, but if anyone have recorded this class in any kind of way, whether video or whether you recorded it all audio, try to contact the church, send an email in and say, listen, elders, listen, I got that whole class because we need it. Okay, so I apologize for going over the time limit. Typically, I'm usually an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max at most. But I wanted to try to to put some time, additional time in case we decide to upload this class. We'll be able to upload something. Okay. But I hope you all was able to get something from the class. Hope that you all enjoyed it. Thanks for taking your time out to tune in this Shabbat. So I don't think there's any announcements we need to make. I'm glad you brothers and sisters had an opportunity to see the elders rather in the UK. I heard that you all enjoyed yourself. The videos are up. I've seen them. It looked like everyone had a joyful time. Okay, so praise the Most High for that. And Elder Ricard and Elder Lloyd, we'll see you tomorrow in Hebrew Academy. And I know everyone is anticipating the Passover. Okay, so you brothers and sisters, y'all stay strong. And once again, if anyone has this recording, whether it's video or audio, try to contact the elders and try to get that recording to them. All right, I really would appreciate that. Okay, so that's going to be it. So Elder Gocc should be coming on soon. Okay, so just stay tuned and Shabbat Shalom.